of a god lowered onto the stage by an intricate piece of stage machinery to announce how he has resolved the story with one stroke of divine intervention. The Romans defined this as deus ex machina, God out of the machine. An example of this would be the appearance of Stonewall Jackson at Gettysburg, which would not take into account all the changes his survival would have entailed in the events leading up to Gettysburg, probably ensuring that there never would have been a Battle of Gettysburg at all. All the realities of wind and wave, march rates, the physical characteristics of weapons, etc., all had to be strictly within the realm of reality. Historical figures had to act within their own characters. You gain a truer appreciation of the dynamics of an actual battle by finding those decision nodes, understanding how contingent they were, and realizing how many different roads beckoned. You realize there was nothing inevitable about any particular outcome. History does not roll down a smooth groove, but bounces all over the place. Alter one critical thing, and the emerging changes are geometrical. A different rock thrown in a pond at a different time makes different ripples that rush out, pushing everything into different paths. I approached the book from the point of view of a historian. This would not be a novel, although it would not be shorn of character development. My emphasis in writing alternate history is the word history. It would not be a dry history full of mummy dust, no. There must be the drama inherent in such desperate affairs. Alternate history, like all good history, is at its core storytelling. A note here for those who quibble that the proper word should be alternative rather than alternate history. True, but even by the time this book was written, the use of alternate had become fixed. Lionel told me that 3 experts who had reviewed the manuscript insisted it not be published because it was too real and might confuse the general public. One of them made a special trip into London to urge Lionel not to publish it. All 3 reviewers insisted that book was so real it would confuse readers. Lionel, instead, thought experts' criticism was an enormous selling point in favor of the book. The book was grandly reviewed as mind candy by the New York Review of Books while we were at the American Booksellers Annual Fair in 1994, a fact Lionel was able to take immediate advantage of. D-Day was a thoroughly and cleverly planned operation, for which Field Marshal Montgomery has not been given just credit. But as the great Prussian Chief of Staff, Field Marshal Prince Helmuth von Moltke had said, "Plans are nothing. Planning is everything." Something must be left to chance, as in all human affairs, and most powerfully in war. The effort in planning provides the flexibility to meet unexpected events. Montgomery and his planners realized that all the landing beaches must be both secured and united to create sufficiently large enough lodgment to allow the large-scale buildup of forces for a decisive breakout and exploitation. The American Omaha beach was the hinge of that strategy, for it connected the British-Canadian beaches on the east with the American Utah beach on the west. If Omaha failed, neither of the eastern or western beaches could have sustained the vital buildup. As it was, Omaha came within a hair of disaster. In an excusable intelligence failure, the Allies failed to detect the replacement of a weak coastal defense division with the tough, veteran 352nd Infantry Division. These Germans made the Americans of the 1st and 29th Infantry Divisions pay an enormous price in blood. 2 men, Brigadier General Norman Dutch Coda, Assistant Division Commander of the 29th Infantry Division, and Colonel George A. Taylor, Commander of the 16th Infantry Regiment, 1st Infantry Division, were responsible for preventing the hinge from snapping. The fate of the entire invasion then fell upon these 2 men, as they rallied.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.